Hello everybody, this is General Yanis, and today in Death Card Tactics I'm going to be talking about my upcoming game, 2000 points Death Card versus Adeptus Custodes in the Danish Batrep Channel. So in this video I will be going through my list and the pre-battle preparations and strategy ideas and thoughts I've done with this list so far. So let's take a look. So today, the 7th of May, everything is ready for my second matched battle of 2021 tomorrow, and it will be my first time facing the Adeptus Custodes, the golden elite, maybe one of the most elite factions in the game, really looking awesome in their gold Roman style panoplies here. That will be fun. Let's see if the the greenness and the Nurgle's blessings also can reach to the Custodes here. So really looking forward for a rematch in the Danish Batrep Channel Skudlinien, Line of Fire, and I will be posting a link once the battle report is ready if you want to see General Yanis roll some dice and hopefully bringing Nurgle's blessing to Terra maybe. So in this video, I will be sharing the 2000 point death card list review and the rationale and the thoughts behind this list, and I will also looking quickly at the Adeptus Custodes list and my first thoughts looking at the list here. Before I start, a very big thanks and shout out to all my patrons continuing to grow. Thank you very much, guys, for all your support and yeah, your contributions. So with no further ado, let's take a look at the lists. So my 2000 point death card list selection criteria, some of the things to keep in mind. First of all, since the game is being filmed, all units need to be fully painted. So I couldn't take everything maybe I wanted, but I just wanted to play with what I have ready, and also it gives me the incentive to paint a couple of more units ready. It's always helpful, at least for me, when I have a game in the calendar, then I can I can force myself to complete some more units. So that the channel is more towards a casual list rather than cutthroat competitive list. So for example, no point in bringing Mortarion here. And for this game, my whole idea for the game was I want to try a quite different list than the first time. And if you're wondering what the first time was, it was a 2000 point inexorable list facing Ultramarines, and I can post the link here or in the description if you want to see that list and the post battle analysis from that game. And I wanted also to showcase and try out some new units I haven't tried before with the new codex, and all in all present a different style death card army. So I wanted to try some new HQ units. In my previous battle I used Lord of Contagion. Now I want to go with Typhus, Daemon Prince, try out these models. I want to bring more Poxwalkers on the table. I was tempted to try the Foetid Bloatdrone with heavy blight launcher that I haven't tried yet, and also gave me a reason to paint that model to tabletop standard, and to try to also trying a unit of 2 Myphitic Blighthaulers, so that I haven't tried a unit of 2 before. For once, I also thought to give the Plague Burst Crawlers a bit of rest. I wanted to try a list without Plague Burst Crawlers. Typically, I never leave home without a Plague Burst Crawler. So this is then my list: 2000 point of Harbingers combined with a patrol of Poxmongers, and I have 8 CP to start the game with. So first, the core of the army is the Harbingers battalion. In the HQ choice, we have Typhus, and I want to make him the Warlord to try the Shamble Rod. He gets the Gifts of Plagues and Gifts of Contagion spells, Psychic Powers for 165 points, and then we have the Malignant Plaguecaster. Basically always finds a spot in the list, adding some more psychic abilities. He takes Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality. And then for the troop choice, we have a big squad of Plague Marines, 10 Plague Marines. The champion has the Plasma Gun and the Power Fist, 2 guys with the flails and 2 with blight launchers, a bit of a mixed weapons, both for shooting with the blight launchers, and when they come close in melee, hopefully the flails can do some good damage. And then we have 3 units of 20 Poxwalkers each, and these are all my Poxwalkers, and I've color coded the rim of the base in different colors, because from my experience, it's very difficult when if they get tangled and mixed, you can't remember which Poxwalker is in which list. So at least the yellow, red, green system. Let's see which unit will perform the best. And then in the elite choice, 2 units of 3 Deathshroud, 150 points each. So that completes the Harbingers battalion here. And then we have the Poxmongers, an Outrider detachment, because I wanted to fit quite a lot of fast attack units here. So the Daemon Prince with the sword, I had to kit patch a sword here, 185 points. He takes the Revolting Resilience as Warlord trait, giving him the 5+ invul save, and the Relic Plague Skull of Gulotila for mortal wounds, and he takes the Curse of the Lever, the offensive spell. And in the fast attack, we have 3 Bloatdrones, 1 with each weapon. So we have the Bloatdrone with the mower, the Bloatdrone with the speeders, and the Bloatdrone with a heavy blight launcher. So those 3, and yeah, everything here can move 10 inches, so that's quite fun to have some fast units here. And then we have a unit of 2 Myphitic Blighthaulers for 280 points, and the reason to take 2 instead of 1 or 3 is that if you want to use the defensive stratagem when they are shot at to reduce the number of incoming shots, you pay 1 command point for 2. If you have 3, you have to pay 3 command points. So you get better benefit from this command point. So I use them as 1 unit of 2. So the list ideas and the play company choices and the traits, relics, and powers for this, I selected the Harbinger play company for the main army to capitalize on the large number of Poxwalkers and the good stratagem combos that is possible with the Harbingers is really good for Poxwalkers. Typhus will be the Warlord, so he will have the Shamble Rot trait, Contagion, and hopefully that will be quite good against elite armies like the Custodes, hopefully dealing some mortal wounds, bypassing their invul saves. All my Poxwalkers are there in the list, 3 times 20. And in order to bring them, we need 3 Bubonic Astartes core infantry units. So here I took 1 big unit of Plague Marines and 2 times 3 units of Deathshroud. And the detachment is rounded off by the Plaguecaster. I think also when you are doing a very quite infantry heavy list, I think it's a good idea to have a lot of psychic powers. So psychic casters like Typhus, the Plaguecaster, and the Daemon Prince all can cast spells, helping out the infantry and also dealing damage to the opponent. I was quite tempted to choose the Terminus Est Assault Force, but I can feel that I'm not really ready to go completely without vehicles in the list. I think this restriction is pretty hard to play, even if it would be really nice to be able to move the Poxwalker 7 inches instead of the measly 4 inches. So let's see how that will go. So here, therefore, I took a second detachment of the Poxmongers, led by the Daemon Prince with wings. He leads a squad of the 3 Foetid Bloatdrones, 1 with each weapon, and this is the Flying Circus. Hopefully, the Flying Circus will help and fun to use. To add to the resilience, I gave him Revolting Resilience, which helps for many different aspects. I could have taken some of the other traits, giving him the improvement of the saves of the AP or more toughness, more wounds, but I think Revolting Resilience is like the good old days. Hopefully hitting some 5s and 6s after the invul saves has failed maybe, and saving a couple of more wounds with Revolting Resilience, like the good old days. The relic, I couldn't take the Ironclad Furnace because the Warlord is from the Harbingers department, the detachment. So I selected here to give him the Plague Skull of Gluthila. He can use it once per battle to do some mortal wounds. Could be interesting, and I guess the Daemon Prince will be hopefully quite often engaged in melee, be close to the front lines, so he can have some opportunity to use this relic. And the unit of 2 Myphitic Blighthaulers adds some anti-vehicle fire support with the multi-meltas and the missiles. providing something that the other units they can do something in melee, but here we have some shooting added. In the psychic powers, as I said, the Plaguecaster carries the defensive powers, the Miasma Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality. Probably will be used to buff the Poxwalkers and protect the Poxwalkers. Maybe let's see situational how that will come. The Typhus with his 3-inch extra contagion, he gets the Gift of Plagues. He can increase his Shamble Rod and a -1 toughness by 6 inches with his Gift of Plagues. I also took Gift of Contagion, putting the opponents in disadvantage with this one, and hoping that maybe they will lose an attack and strength. That could be okay. Also, all of them can use Smite, of course. And then the Daemon Prince gets the offensive Curse of the Leper, although it's not as good versus Toughness 5 enemies like the Custodes. If they are in -1 Toughness Contagion, they are Toughness 4, I would still be doing mortal wounds on 5s and 6s, so it could be dealing a couple of mortal wounds, but it's not as good as Marines or that have a base of Toughness 4. But yeah, also Smite, of course, becomes a possibility. And when you have 3 Psykers, you run out of powers, and maybe I should have took Miasma of Pestilence 2 times to be sure that I have it if one of the Psykers dies. So the overall thoughts on the strategies and some shortcomings of the list. So excited to try out Typhus and Harbingers, and looking forward to do what the 60 Poxwalkers can do on the table. And with access to the Harbinger stratagem, so the Mutant Strain and the Wrathful Dead, mortal wounds on 6s to hit with re-rolling all to hit combo, that could be really fun to do to take out elite units if they can survive long enough to cast it. The stratagem to bring up to 7 lost Poxwalkers back on the table will be quite helpful. Typhus will be giving them +1 to the strength in their attack if they are within 6 inches of him, and Putrescent Vitality getting them up to strength 5, toughness 5 if they are close to Typhus, and they have their Putrescent Vitality for a unit of Poxwalkers could do something. The Demon Prince with sword and wings should be able to do good damage in melee. The damage-free sword, many attacks. It's a good weapon. Escorted by the Flying Circus of Bloatdrones, the Myphitic Bloatdrone unit to give medium-range fire support. The Blighthaulers and the Blight Launcher Bloatdrone could benefit from the Poxmongers stratagem, the Bilious Blood Rush. If they are caught in engagement range and they want to shoot, they can get +1 to shoot in engagement range. That could be quite helpful if the Myphitic Blighthaulers are engaged in combat. They can shoot their multi-meltas, still hitting on 3+ instead of 4+, and can do some good damage in the point-blank shooting. Let's see. The Deathshroud, one of our best units. I think I hope they are equal in quality to the Custodians and the Custodes. Otherwise, the Poxwalkers, of course, are not a qualitative match for Custodes. So I hope they will be able to hold their own and do Nurgle proud in melee here. The Plague Marines probably would be following in the wakes of the Horde, mopping up resistance. Maybe hopefully they can come in and finish some unfinished business after maybe some Poxwalkers are dead. For secondaries, probably I will consider the mission. Normally in the Batrep Skudlinien, we typically take a mission secondary, maybe then engage all fronts. We are not as fast with the Poxwalkers, but I have the fast attack units to cover some table quarters. So typically gives some victory points, maybe spreading the sickness with the Poxwalker horde. But I'll see also the mission map and before deciding. And the shortcomings, I guess, for this list didn't have room to add some Virion. The Taliman command points would be welcome. The Foul Blightspawn Fight Aura will surely be missed. And since I wanted to make Typhus the Warlord, thematically, unfortunately, I cannot give the Ironclad Furnace on the Demon Prince to try that out, that relic, so that he can give some invul saves to the Myphitic Blighthaulers or some of the Bloatdrones. And of course, I will be missing my Praver Scroller, and I had to pay the 3 command points for the Outrider to bring the 4 fast attack units. If maybe I would have dropped one of the Foetid Bloatdrones, put everything in the same detachment, saving on command points. So a quick look at the Adeptus Custodes, the 2000 points. So they have a patrol detachment of the Dread host, which allows them to use a stratagem to make better charge rolls. The HQ choice is the Shield Captain on the Dawn Eagle jet bike. He's the Warlord, and he's also Captain Commander, allowing him to take some extra ability. I'm not super expert in the Custodes, but they really look nice and shiny in their golden auric armor here. In the troop choices, we have the Custodian Guard of 204 points here with shields, and someone has a Misericordia here, and three Custodian Guards with Pyrithite Spears also here, and four Sagittarium Custodians, which are more a shooty unit. All the others, most of the others, they are mainly very strong in melee. In the elite squads, we have three Alarus Custodians and then a Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought. So, and in the fast attack, we have the three Venatari Custodians back here, and then the five bikes, the Virtus Praetor here, five bikes with 4 wounds each and can fly 14 inches. Those can be really tough opponents here. And then in the heavy support, a Galadius Graf tank with 14 wounds and a lot of strength 6 shots and some nice heavy shooting here. So this is the list of the Custodes. So my initial thoughts for the Custodes list, of course, the Custodes are a very elite faction. All the units have high invul saves. They get the Aegis of the Emperor, giving them improved invul saves. They have high mobility, especially the bikes, the Venatari here, high number of wounds per model, and I guess I will be needing somehow to overwhelm them with bodies and numbers of shots to hopefully they miss some of their invul saves, start chipping away the damage, maybe locking them down. Hopefully, let's see what I can do. It feels quite a lot like a quantity versus quality type of thing. Basically, the Deathshroud and the Demon engines are on par with some of these units, but of course, Poxwalkers and Plague Marines are not as tough or as strong, but hopefully, let's see, with some stratagem, some luck, and some horde mentality, that that could probably help. Of course, the Custodes are very strong in melee. They can also have all these stratagems to improve their charge rolls, etc. Thankfully, quite a few of the weapon stats are damage 2, which are disgusting resilience is really helpful against. Hopefully, the Daemon Prince can, with disgusting resilience, 5+ invul save, and feel no pain, can survive some beating and deal some beating back. They have the good stratagem to ensure successful charges, and also the tank and so on. They have quite a lot of firepower as well to tear through Poxwalkers and Plague Marines or Deathshroud even. But let's see how the game will evolve. At least I should have the psychic phase for myself. I have the 3 psychers. Should be able to do some shenanigans and mortal wounds, hopefully with the psychic abilities. But I know also they can save some of the mortal wounds in the psychic phase, and I don't know if there are some stratagems to deny psychic abilities. So just a fun table here, the model count. So I'm bringing 84 models in my list. The Custodes only have 25, but in the wounds I have 160 wounds on the table, and the Adeptus Custodes have 104. It sounds like a very big number here, but remember all the 104 wounds of the Custodes come with invul saves, at least toughness 5, and yeah, very good invul saves and saves. So not so easy to chip away, while 60 of those wounds here are the poor Poxwalkers, but they can come back to life again. Let's see. So finally, some metrics in comparison to my previous list. In the battle report, I was taking my inexorable army last time with miasmic malignifier, plague scrollers. It was another type of list, not so many Poxwalkers, plague marine, blightlords, deathshroud, a lot of contagion list here. And now this is the blue line. The blue columns here are the new list, the Harbingers list, and here we have the number of wounds in the army here, where I have a large number of of toughness 4, 6+, feel no pain. The Poxwalkers here. And in this list, I like that the most tough units, the toughness 8, the Plagueburst Crawler that I have the previous unit, but still quite a lot of wounds on the table. And then the average damage output for the whole army, average across the General Yanis 31 targets. Here I'm not considering any buffs from stratagems or rerolls or anything other than the -1 toughness contagion in melee. So we can see my inexorable list before had a bit more shooting than the Harbingers list here, but the Harbingers list here has a better, will be stronger in melee than my previous list. So some final thoughts, getting ready for tomorrow. I'm really excited for the second matched game of the year and a rematch in the battle report channel. So I will post a link to the battle report when it will come up. It will be in Danish, but I will be making an English post-battle analysis in this channel, like I did for the previous game. Hopefully Nurgle will continue blessing my units in the fight against the elite Custodes, and hopefully I can bring glory to Death Guard. And let me know if you have any comments or questions on the list and any ideas how to handle the Custodes, any other thoughts you might have. So yeah, leave some comments below. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to my channel, where I'm committed to bring you a lot of Death Card content and Warhammer, Mathhammer videos. If you want to further support my efforts, please join my Patreon page. Visit patreon.com/General Yanis. And with these words, General Yanis signing out. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.